Hey guys, it's Dragon Ball for Life here. Today I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing Naruto Ninja Storm 4. Now, before I get into the review, there's a couple things I do want to talk about. Now, I've mentioned in a couple of my videos that I had a second channel, a gaming channel called Platinum Master Gaming, and I know I haven't had really anybody checking it out, but if somebody does go to check it out, just know I have deleted that channel. I deleted it because there was too many complications with trying to run a gaming channel, and I thought it was a lot simpler than I thought it would be. But I tried on my PlayStation to record it, and then I got a new thing called Elgato to record it, and just it was too many problems, so I stopped doing it. And it happened when I was doing this game, so yeah, I was trying to record Naruto Ninja Storm 4, and the problem is there was a lag with the audio because I basically turned the audio off because it was like basically a cutscene, and I didn't want to. I usually walk around with a cutscene or get a drink of water or whatever, and I didn't want the audio to pick that up, so I had it muted. But once when I did that, I muted directly through my computer. When I did, I had an audio lag. So I was like, you know what, this didn't work. So I got mad. I just played the game, and I ended up deleting the channel because, well, it just didn't work out well. So yeah, that's gone. But I do have a second channel. I created a new one called Music Elitist. That channel is going to be specifically just about music. I'm going to be reacting to music, and I'm going to be talking about music in general because I absolutely love music. Music has very prevalent, impact on my life. So yeah, it's gonna be a purely music channel. If you guys want to go check it out, that would be very appreciated. Go subscribe there too. I'll put the link in the description down below for the channels, the channel to go directly to it. I haven't had any videos uploaded yet, but I will upload right after this video. I'm gonna be doing a reaction video to a song. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But let's get into the review of this game. Now this game, there's a couple of things I have to say before I even talk about stuff. One, I've played all the Naruto Ninja Storm games, part 1, 2, and 3. Not in that order, but I've played all of them. The only game I never played was Ninja Storm 4 until now. Now, I know this game has been out for a while. I think it came out in 2016. And when I first saw it, I was excited when I first heard there was an announcement for a fourth game of this franchise because I absolutely love this franchise. I think besides most like the Dragon Ball games, this is the only other real like anime franchise that I really play and I actually enjoy. Because let's be honest, it's very rare for us as anime fans to get, very good anime games. Usually the only good anime games that I've seen have been Dragon Ball games. So to see something that's outside of Dragon Ball and another franchise that I would enjoy, I do like it. Also, thanks to the Naruto Ninja Storm games, it's what got me into watching Naruto. For a long time, I didn't like it because a lot of people are always saying, "Oh, it's better than Dragon Ball," or try to disrespect Dragon Ball. So when I heard that, I was like, "Okay, you guys are just sounding very obnoxious." So I was like, I would never watch it. But after seeing the gameplay of it in Ninja Storm 2 and getting me very invested in it, I was like, you know what? I'll watch it and I absolutely love the show. So thanks to Naruto Ninja Storm 2. If it wasn't for that, I would have never really, watched the series. But yeah, the reason I didn't play part 4 was simple. The Ninja Storm games, one of the biggest factor about it is it's pretty open world. You can go throughout Konoha and other like areas like the village hidden in the sand and stuff, and you can collect things, you can do little missions and stuff. And that's what I love about the Ninja Storm games, is not just you can do battle scenarios in the story, but also you can do that. So when I saw this game, I didn't see that feature, so I never wanted it. Now the only reason I played it now was because it was in, I think, the PlayStation Now or PlayStation Plus store. They gave out free games and stuff, and one of the free games was this. So I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna buy it, but I'll definitely play it if I get it for free. So I got it free. I downloaded it, I played it, and like I said, I wanted to upload it on the channel, but that didn't work out. So I'm just gonna make a review on it and what I thought about the game itself. Now, yeah, like I said, that was one of the reasons I didn't play it, because it didn't have the open world element in it, and I will talk about that because there's something specific about that. But yeah, so I didn't do it for that. But now that I played it, what do I think about it? Well, there's a couple of things about it. This game is similar to a lot of the other Ninja Storm games, and it is different definitely compared to other Ninja Storm games. Like I said, the other Ninja Storm games, the way it works is it's pretty open world. You can walk around Konoha, you can even go to other villages and you can collect things, you can do little missions like like the bingo book where you're finding certain like escaped enemies and you take them out and stuff in like in 2 and 3 and stuff, and you can see all this stuff. And I think Naruto Ninja Storm 1 was the most creative because you can basically like climb buildings, jump off of them. You can have like Naruto, you have clone and toss himself. You can do a lot of crazy stuff. And even though it was just in Konoha, it felt very, big, and there's a lot of stuff to do. So those games have those elements, and those are a big part of the franchise itself. So seeing it for this game, it will be daunting when you play it, but like I said, there is something specific about that I do want to explain later on. So when I played the story, I have to admit, it was kind of cut and dry. It was basically these little circle things that you go to the next, and you do the next mission, and it's just fighting the next enemy against the next enemy against the next enemy. And that isn't bad, but I just think it's too basic and formulaic. It's something that you would see for more of an average game where you just go mission through mission through mission, and you can't really do anything outside of it. And like I said, when I saw that, I did not like it. I did have to you have to obviously accept it at some point, but as a fan who loves, the Ninja Storm games and the open worldness, and you see this, it does kind of ruin it. So you should take that into consideration. But yeah, I did not like that. So there's that's how I feel about that. But let's go into the combat itself, the fight itself. First of all, let's talk about the story. The story is amazing. Obviously, this is not some crappy, generic video game storyline. This is an anime storyline. So the way the Ninja Storm games work is like how all the Dragon Ball games work. Is basically you just hear the backstory of Dragon Ball. The only difference between the Ninja Storm games is, unlike Dragon Ball franchise, where we've seen the story dozens of times and the story is very old, the Naruto story at that time was still going on, and it's still going on today with Boruto, but that's something separate in general. But it was still going on, so it's more, it feels more refreshing, especially due to the fact that there's not that many games that just go through the Naruto story. So this is, different. So the story is amazing. Obviously, it's a great story. Though I'll say the way they did in this game is kind of weird. They had still frames of them just standing and then them having dialogue and then showing through like multiple different still frames. I would rather have them just animated in game form instead of just doing still frames. Now, I get why they kind of did that, because at that time, I think the show was still running, and the game actually had scenes and stuff ahead of the show, which is crazy. It's unheard of. So yeah, it had, if I remember correctly, it was ahead of the show itself, because it even showed Boruto before Boruto even came into play. So it couldn't really show full on like scenes like from the anime. But I think they could have just done from like, just recreated through the visuals they had through the gameplay. But then again, the mouth flaps are delayed. You just hear them like, and then you hear the audio afterward and stuff, because dubbing and translating from Japanese to English, and even just mouth flaps from games is kind of hard. But I would have preferred that instead of the still frames. Just kind of took me out of it. But that's not too big of a deal. The combat system itself, it's like all the other Ninja Storm games, where it's basically whoever gets the first hits gets to do a chain of combinations until you do a substitution jutsu, you get out of it and you can get behind them. Though I will say the combat in this and in the Ninja Storm games in general, I absolutely hate. I think they're some of the trashiest. The thing that I really love about the Ninja Storm games, like I said, was the open world. So I could usually, when they had terrible combat system, I could let the terrible combat go, because I was like, well, the rest of the game is enjoyable, so I don't have too much of a problem with it. But when the game is just mainly, combat itself and is combat oriented, you would expect the combat to be better. Because the combat before was bad, but they had other stuff to make up for it. Now it's only just combat, and if the combat is bad, then it kind of ruins the game. So I don't like the combat, and here's the things I don't like about it. One, these endless combos. Once they get you hit in a combo, they can hit you with like multiple hit combos. Second of all, the second thing that I hate is there's no way to stop yourself from getting hit in these combos. The only thing you can do is use a substitution jutsu, which you do have a limited amount that you can do until it has to recharge, which it does take a bit of time. And I hate that, because you're telling me the only way to protect myself or defend myself in this fight is to use this one ability over and over again. It seems kind of lazy and cheap. It seems like the fighting game system is so basic. It's like, oh, somebody attacks you, you just do that. Or they do that behind you. It's just like, I get it, and it's cool and it's a part of the show where they do substitution jutsu, obviously, but I think it's too reliant on it because so many times in the gameplay when I was in a fight and I'm in a tough spot, I'm like, what am I supposed to do to defend myself? I can't do anything but use that. And obviously you can block, but if you're already in the getting hit, you can't really block in the middle of it. You can only block beforehand or afterhand, and that is just annoying. So like, yeah, I don't like that stuff where you have to block and shit. So yeah, I did not like that. I think the combat system is trash. I don't like having to rely solely on substitution jutsu to defend myself. I don't like the fact that if you just hit somebody right from the beginning, then you're just gonna have to stand there and get beaten up. I don't like the Naruto games where they have the long range attackers because those guys are the most annoying because they just stand back and throw shots and you have to get close to them. Also, I don't like, there's a couple other stuff about the combat system I don't like. One, I don't like the hitting system. A lot of times I teleport behind the guy and I was too far away and my character wasn't hitting them. So I would, let's say, I'm getting attacked, I do substitution jutsu, I get behind the person, I think I have a chance to have an opening and attack them, but nope, my guy is out of range, so I have to go in closer, but by the time I get into the range to hit him, the guy's already got his back turned and stuff. So it's like, if you're going to do substitution jutsu, don't make me so far away from the guy where I can't hit him and I'm just throwing in shots and missing. At least turn me right behind the guy so I can at least hit him. I don't like that. I think that's the way they did that system is trash. A lot of times I ended up trying to throw shots or combinations and I'm just missing because I'm not close enough. So I don't like the hit range of the games. The hitbox is very trash in this game. I hated that. I also don't like some of the specials because there's two types of specials. There's the super move and then the ultimate move. The super move is pressing triangle and then circle, and it's just a simple one, and then pressing triangle I think 3 times in circle, then that's the ultimate move. But the problem with the ultimate move is a lot of times it doesn't connect. A lot of times it can be easily dodged. For example, Naruto and his Biju, I think it was Biju cloak mode. In his cloak mode, he basically was using this like big handed thing to grab, and every time he did it, first of all, it has a short range, so you have to get super close where they can just attack you. So I'm trying to get in close range, they're beating the crap out of me. Second of all, even when I did get them in the range, they just did substitution jutsu and get out of it. So I was never able to connect with that move once. So I'm like, what the fuck is the point of putting this, move into the game if I can't even hit the person with it? I'm just trying to hit the person the entire time and I'm failing every time. So I did not like that about the game. That really pissed me off when I had to deal with that. So the combat system, I can go on forever about it. I don't want to go down too much about that, but the combat system, it pissed me off. I don't like the whole relying solely on substitution jutsu. I don't like the getting hit first thing. I don't like how you're completely out of range. I don't like how moves easily miss. You call in people to, you have the support guys and you drop them. And a lot of times the support guys, when you drop them, they just get hit and then they're just beaten up. Like, you're okay, you didn't do anything. Or they use their move and their move is just straightforward and they miss. Or sometimes you use a move yourself and you can't really control your character. The character just goes straight and it's like, no, I want to move out of the way because you get hit by a move. And that's one thing I did love about the Budokai Tenkaichi franchise in Dragon Ball. I think it was the second and third one. The first one didn't have this. Basically in the first one, when you did a move, you couldn't control the person. They did it, but if the person hits you with an energy attack, you can't really do anything but get hit by it and have to redo it again when you have an opening. But in the second and third game, the way they fixed it up is they allowed you to move around. So even though they do fire the energy attack, you can move around. So it makes you feel like you have more control. They have it sometimes in this game with, Orochimaru's snake and Sasuke's Chidori. You can go around him. But the problem with it is most of the characters, their attacks are linear. So all you have to do is sidestep them a little or do an energy attack and they'll get hit. And it's just like, that's stupid. Also, one of the bigger other problems is trying to get the S rank, which is the highest rank you can get. And I feel like they made it a little too hard because you have to barely lose any health. You have to lose like less than 20% of health if you want to get that S rank. If you lose anything more than that, you're not getting it. The best you can get is an A rank. And for me, the only way I could really achieve this was to spam. And I don't like doing that in games, just spamming, moves. I think that's kind of lame. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff I don't like about combat system, but this was a problem with Naruto Ninja Storm games in general with the combat system. I just think it's trash. I didn't like that. Like I said, going through the stories was kind of simplistic. Also, when you look at the story, it was actually pretty short. I played the game, and I think I only played for 3 days, and within the 3 days of fully playing, I beat the game. I 100% of the game. I obviously didn't get everything done, but I got the main story completed in 3 days. So I think that was also kind of negative because people play these games for playback value. If you're gonna pay $60, which is quite a bit of money, you want the game to last for quite a while. So if you beat it within, like, let's say 3 days of seriously playing, it's like, well, you're basically, there's not that much, hours to play in it, so you feel like you got robbed. Luckily I got it for free, so it's not too big of a problem for me. But yeah, I don't like how short the game was, but then again, there's nothing they can do about it because at that point the series went, there wasn't much to put in there, so I can give them leeway. So yeah, there's that stuff in the main story, but once when you beat the game, there is a couple interesting things. One, you can go to the online shop store and buy a couple of stuff like, titles and stuff. This is just useless crap. I just get it for the completion stuff. But one thing I did find out is there's an adventure mode. You can't play the adventure mode until you beat the main story. And the way what the adventure mode is basically, and this game at first I was gonna rate it low. I was gonna rate it like 6, maybe 6.5, because I was like, this is average at best. It's not terrible, but it's not amazing. But once when I beat the game and unlocked the adventure mode and when I play it, I found out that the stuff that I was missing, the open worldness, was actually in the game, is just after that. The reason why it's this way, and I'll try to be brief, is because at the time of the show, they were outside of Konoha and they were just in the, the Great Ninja Wars. So they were in a war. They couldn't really go back. So it wouldn't make sense gameplay wise. So they couldn't do that. So to give the fans what they wanted and still be, stuck to the story and how it worked, they basically just said, you finish it in the adventure mode, you can do that. So I started playing the adventure mode. I do still think it's kind of basic. It's just break a couple of things, get into a couple of fights, and take a couple missions, and do some side quests. But I still love it. I think that bumped it up for me. I absolutely love the fact that they put that in there. So yeah, I was gonna rate it quite a bit low because of everything else. But since the fact that they added that in, and added the adventure mode and gave me what I wanted with the open worldness, like I said, I'll forgive a lot of stuff as long as there's open world. It will bump up my rating, not to too of a high extent, but definitely bump it up. So, like I said, originally I would have put it at 6.5 at most for the original gameplay, because the game, first of all, it's too basic. It was just fighting mission after mission, and second of all, the fighting that's the main thing. The combat system is trash, so I didn't like that. The way they dealt with the story cutscenes and stuff, I didn't like how they did that. Though I do love the story. What's the thing called? It was also very short. There wasn't really much to it. Also, one thing I want to say about combat, I know I went on for quite a bit about the combat itself. I do love how unique the Naruto Storm games combat is. You have the big kaiju fights with the tail beast and stuff, and then you have in this game you can pick up you can pick up certain weapons and stuff. So I do like there's variety in that. So I will also give them a positive on that. The game was short. I also think they're a little too harsh when it comes to the S ranking. Like, if you really want to complete this game, you have to get a lot of S rankings. And to do that, you have to be very, very good. Or just spam the shit out of a move, which, like I said, I don't want to just spam one move over and over again. That doesn't make it fun. It just makes it a task at that point. But yeah, originally, for those reasons, I would have gave it 6.5. But with open world adventure stuff, I would bump it up to maybe 7.5. It's still pretty average. I don't think it's an amazing game. I still think the other Storm games 1, 2, and 3 are far better than 4. I don't know if I would say, I don't know which one is the best, but I do know this is the worst. Even with that being said, I don't think it's a bad game. I just think it's the worst compared to the Storm games. But yeah, that's basically my review on this game. There's basically 2 separate reviews, like I said. Just playing the story, it's a 6. With the adventure additionally on it, it would bump it up to 7.5. But I wouldn't say it's an amazing game anyway. I still think it's on the lower end for the Naruto and Ninja Storm games. And yeah, I prefer the other games more. But yeah, I'm going to be playing more of the adventure mode. There's some stuff I still haven't done in that, so I'm going to be playing that. I think it's enjoyable. I don't know how much more playback value is going to have for me for that, but... And I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, I know it went on a little bit from like me ranting about the comment system. It's just that it irked me heavily. The comment system really annoyed me. But yeah, I think the game as a whole, it's not bad. So yeah, you guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you guys next time.